All right, hello and welcome to the campus of St. Augustine Prep. We are here at Father Stephen J. LaRosa Field as the Hermits take on Lindenwold in the first round of the Coaches Cup. Hermits made it to the finals last year, lost to Shawnee in a PK shootout. I don't think you realized. All right, the ref got it. The ref was fixing something with the net. Yeah, we're good. Sorry, yeah, I kind of went for a pause. I was kind of looking at the ref. I was debating if I needed to run down there and show him there's an extra sandbag sitting directly behind the goalpost, but the ref figured it out. So the ball's played in. Wilson launches it deep into the other end. Lindenwold's goalie collects easily. Hermits start the same way they started the last few games, moving Gabe Byer into the back line. Elijah Ostrander still out with an injury, but he gets closer to coming back. They're hoping he can be back for, if they're lucky enough to advance today. So maybe he'll be back for a couple games next week, and especially the state playoff. But as of right now, they start the same way they have the past few with Byer, Wilson, and Phillips in the back line. Isaiah Peraza is the holding midfielder with Frankie Brown and Will Law alongside him as the center mids. And then you have the wingbacks in the 3-5-2 is Matt Matasia and Mike Campanaro. And then the two forwards up top are John Lamentier and Mike Caluzzi. Frankie plays it to Caluzzi. Caluzzi offsides. I think he was expecting the first ball, not the ball to Frankie, then to him. So made his run a little early, just couldn't get back on sides. Byer intercepts. Not too much consistent possession either way. Hermits are familiar with this number one seed, having had it the past 2 years. 2 years ago, they actually lost this 1-16 matchup to Lenape. And obviously last year, like I said, they made it to the finals versus Shawnee. But they know the danger that, there are, 90 whatever, some odd teams, however many teams in South Jersey that play boys soccer, and these are the top 16. Ooh, it was a shot. That quick throw. I was almost looking at the ball way there, but a quick throw in, played across to Frankie Brown, and that shot goes just high. But yeah, these are the top 16 teams in South Jersey. So, it's not that, you look at the 1-16 matchup, you think March Madness is a completely different ball game. Ooh, Frankie Brown almost pressures the goalie in a mistake. Played through to Caluzzi. Caluzzi on sides. Caluzzi cuts back, fires with left foot, saved by the keeper. Ooh, I guess they're saying no touch on it. They're saying he just missed to the outside. Couldn't tell from here. Knew it was close either way. I thought he got a fingertip to it, but the AR is much closer than I am, so I'll take his word for it. But Caluzzi cuts to the inside, fires with his left, just misses wide, hits the side netting. The Hermits threatening early. That's the one thing about the Hermits the last couple games. I mean, they only got one loss and one tie this year, so they've been winning a lot of games. But sometimes in recent weeks, they've kind of not played to their full potential until they've had to. EHT, when they tied 1-1 on October 11th, they got a red card, went down to 10 men, EHT equalized, and then it seems like they were the better team for the next 40 minutes of the game when you include overtime. So they had to turn it on. They did. They looked phenomenal. They missed a PK where they would have won it. Then even against Ocean City, or EHT, more specifically in the Cal final, they go down 1-0 with about, 15 minutes left to go, and then they just, boom, knock in 2. So the Hermits turn it on when they need to, which, hey, they're mentally tough. They're resilient, never out of a game. However, I also look at it as, hey, why can't we play this way for, 80 minutes as opposed to 20? So after a foul against Lindenwold, Wilson take the free kick. Lays it down to Calusi. Calusi flicks it on to Matasia. Not quite far enough. Ball bounces around. That one flubbed behind him. Lamatier on the ball. Plays it back across to Calusi. Calusi hit. Saved to the goalie. I think number 7 on Lindenwold's defense got a piece of that. That's why it didn't come off super sharp towards the Lindenwold goalie. But the Hermits looking good so far. There's another turnover deep in the end zone. Frankie Brown on top of the ball. Referee's going to call it, and that is inside the box, and that will be a penalty for the Hermits. Yeah, sometimes when you got those football lines mixed in there, it's tough to tell, but that one was a good 5 yards inside the box. Frankie Brown gets fouled. Calusi steps up to take the PK. Oh, he's passing off to Matt Matasia. Captain giving up the spot. Let's see if Matt can't convert. Matasia runs up. Stutter step goes right. Goalie saves it. I think he tried to read which way the goalie was going with the stutter step. Still put the ball probably a little too close to the keeper. And Lindenwold survives the first couple of real threats from the Hermits here. So score stays at 0, but not even 6 minutes in, the Hermits has had some legitimate chances so far. They just got to find a way to convert one, because the longer you leave a team that that's ranked lower than you, the lower seed on the road in it, the more they're going to believe, the more you get a little tighter, you're pressing a little harder. So, Hermits are going to want to knock one of these in to kind of relieve the pressure, but at the same time, it's a good sign so far as they've had a lot of chances in this first 6 minutes. Lindenwold comes into this game at 11-5-1. A couple of losses to West Deptford, split versus Sterling, went against Audubon, Gateway, Haddon Heights, Morristown Friends, Winslow, lost to Haddon Township, lost to Haddonfield. So good team, just narrowly beat out. Played through. Their keeper comes out well out of the box, heads it. Frankie Brown tries to play it down to Campanaro. Goalie retreats back into his box. Just narrowly beat out Cedar Creek and a few others. The other Cal teams. The ball comes out. Frankie Brown was thinking about the volley. Ball hung up there too long. Isaac with a long hit. Bounced up in the air. And Lindenwold will collect. So the Hermits are knocking. Like I said, soccer with teams of this caliber, the game can change over the period of another, 15 minutes. You want to make sure you put one home when you're threatening like this. I wonder too if letting Matasia take a PK there kind of is like a. Maybe it's even like a little bit of confidence. Like they know that. We know that Calusi's a great scorer, can finish his PKs. They might be trying to figure out who can take a PK if it gets down to it later in this tournament or even state tournament. So throw someone in a pressure situation and see what they got. It came down last year to the Hermits had the chance to beat Shawnee. Actually, you could argue their best player, DJ Mosley at the time, had the chance to win it. And his PK was saved, and the Hermits lost another round or two later. So it's kind of like, they had a couple guys miss their PKs there. Even the year before, they lost to CBA in PKs in the state tournament, in a game they were playing very well in. Colby Taylor had a phenomenal game. I'm sorry, Mason Taylor. Getting all the Taylor brothers mixed up. Phenomenal game to keep him in it. Had a couple PK saves of his own, but they just, Hermits haven't had a whole lot of success. And even last year in the state playoffs, too, against Notre Dame, the Hermits lost in PKs. They also beat Lenape last year in PKs, or last year, 2 years ago. The coach, I think it was last year in the Coach Cup. So they've won a couple, but I feel like they've rather win this in regulation. But they kind of want to see who your PK takers are, which I wonder why. If the Hermits are lucky enough to get another one, today, Monday, Wednesday, if they're going to try somebody else besides Clusius. Lamentier beats his man. Can he get to the ball in time? Ooh, phenomenal tackle there by number 6 on Lindenwold from behind, as Lamentier was kind of cleared him, but wasn't cleared him with speed. They were kind of going shoulder to shoulder, back and forth. He finally got the ball past him, but before he could really collect and compose himself, he comes from behind, wins the tackle. That's a risky tackle there, because if you foul, that's probably a red. And I think he was outside the box, but it's a red and a free kick. But phenomenal challenge, wins the ball, stops a potential goal right there. So great play there by Lindenwold to keep this game tied at 0. Ball kind of bounced around the midfield. No one with sustained possession until Lindenwold kind of breaks out. Tries for the switch, but intercepted. Played out wide to Matasia. And turnover there. Go out for a Lindenwold throw. Good move there by Phillips. Gets up to Lamentier. Tries to lay it off, but nothing going. Hermits will get the ball back, though. A little bit of a heavy touch there from the pass to Matasia to Law. Matasia can't quite hold on to it. A couple guys pestering him to win that back. Lindenwold tries for the switch. Thought he might go forward there. He had a couple options on his side of the field, but he goes for the switch. Intercepted by the Hermits, but Lindenwold will keep the ball on their side of the 50. Wilson goes for the header, but goes through the Lindenwold forward first, so it'll be a free kick about 40 yards out. Nothing wrong with that challenge there, but a little hard. So a couple more of those, you could, you could see a yellow. You got to be careful of those kind of. It's one of those in the back of the referee's head. Like, all right, there's one, there's two, there's three. Then you might see a yellow. So, good challenge there by Wilson, but definitely late, definitely a little physical. I'm sure the referee will kind of note that for later. Played in, blocked off the wall. Hermits try and catch him on a little bit of a mini counter. Matasia plays Scaluzzi. ball tracking away from goal. Good job there by number 7. Looks like the captain on Lindenwold's team to kind of outrun Kaluzzi, which is not an easy thing to do. And Kaluzzi trying to fight through it, fouls the Lindenwold defender, and they'll restart with a kick from deep inside their own territory. Pass goes errant. The ball boy was going to get another ball from the Hermits bench. Though he's not back on this side yet. A little slow, but teams are making subs anyway. See, George Henry enters the game for Matt Matasia. Ball bounces off the Lindenwold forward. Hermits will go out for a throw. I'm going to go out for a Hermits throw. Played forward. Lamentier, I think, thought he might have been fouled a little bit as he released that pass, but no call. But it'll be a deep throw deep in Lindenwold's own end. See if the Hermits don't try and pin him back. Wilson steps 2, eventually comes to the Hermits. Oh, nice little flick there from Kaluzzi. Frankie Brown tries to play it back to him. Fouled after he played it. Nice little give and goes there from Wilson to Kaluzzi to Brown, who got fouled on the return to Kaluzzi. So Isaac is going to hang back behind CJ. It looks like he'll send this ball in as they send Bryce Wilson and Gabe Byer to the 18, try and get their heads on this long cross. Phillips sends it in. Floats towards the box, touched by somebody. Couldn't tell who got to it, but the ball goes into the outstretched arms of the Lindenwold goalie. He had to use all of his height there to get it, as that one almost took a bounce off the turf and over his head. This one's flicked on to Phillips. Phillips plays it through to Kaluzzi. Kaluzzi behind him, so he plays it back to Brown. Sent in again. Kaluzzi looks to control, fires with his left foot, blocked by the Lindenwold defender. Hermits will eventually get the ball back. And while defenders prevents it from going out of bounds. Kaluzzi with the press. Play forward to Lamentier. Lamentier on sides. Plays it across, tipped, though, by the Lindenwold defender into the arms of their goalie. Lamentier tried to find Kaluzzi there, but good deflection from the Lindenwold defender. Played through to Kaluzzi, but he is offsides. Yeah, they call it. I was going to say, for a second, I thought the ref was going to kind of ignore the offsides and just let the goalie take it since it went to him. But nope, they bring it out to the spot where the offsides is called. Play it short, goes back to the goalie, and then back into the midfield. Eventually goes to Frankie Brown. A little bit heavy of a touch. He was trying to go quick through the midfield, but too close to the Lindenwold defender. Lindenwold down the left wing. Wilson there with the tackle. Ends up at George Henry's feet. Not quite out of danger yet. Nice little move there by the midfield and Lindenwold, and Frankie Brown fouls him. Well played in. Wilson plays it up. I think it's a little further out, but not quite. Losing on it, but there was a foul ahead of time on, it looked like Frankie Brown. So a couple more subs here for the Hermits. Looks like George Henry will make his way out. Frankie Brown will now slide to the outside. Looks like Matt Matasia takes that attacking center mid role, which Frankie Brown was occupying earlier. I don't know if Lamentier lost it in the sun, or maybe someone's hit him in the face for a second, but they're kind of holding his face for a moment there as that ball was played in. Pass goes out of bounds, though, for a Lindenwold throw. Plenty of space for Wilson. Advances up, tries to find Lamentier deep. Lamentier on the ball. Plays it back to Calusi, but Lindenwold recovers. Law dribbling, takes a shot, skips. Saved by the Lindenwold keeper. All that kind of creative force in the midfield for the Hermits this year. Hermits really want to see him on the ball going forward, just like he was right there. Good little move there as he cut back. Law plays it in, finds Campanero. That's exactly what I was saying. Nice little cut from Will. Plays a phenomenal ball with the outside of his foot down to Campanero down the left wing. And it ends up going out for a corner for the Hermits. Frankie Brown is swinging in. Byer flicks it on. I couldn't tell if the goalie tipped it then saved it or if it hit somebody else, but it kind of popped up in the box for a second after hitting somebody. And then the goalie's able to readjust and collect. But looked dangerous there from that flick on from Byer, whether it was going to go in or he just kind of flicked it on for someone else to hopefully find their head or foot. Like I said, the Hermits are been by far the more dangerous team, but being the more dangerous team doesn't really count for anything on the scoreboard. So the Hermits are really hoping to kind of knock one in here in this first half. Good turnover there. Law to Calusi. Calusi tries to find Lamentier. Goes a little long for Campanaro. Cleared away. Mateja with the shot. Stopped before it even enters the box. Phillips will play it back in. Again, that one's short. Stopped by Lindenwold before it really gets anywhere. The Hermits decide to play a little possession here. And then they go right back forward with the ball. There's Law running forward. Flips it out wide to Frankie Brown. Frankie Brown's going to send it back across. And no one's there. Like I said, the Hermits have been the most dangerous when they get the ball at Will Law's feet running forward. And the last couple times he's made chances, and I think at least two of the three of them, they've gone out for corners. So Hermits are going to look for him a little bit more in those areas. All right, I mean, I hope they do. Law crosses it in, finds Wilson back post, but Wilson can't quite get the right angle with the header. Sends it high over the crossbar. Law with the ball back, plays Lamentier, shielded off, punted up and not really away because he was well outside the box. Hermits were trying to capitalize on a short kick there by the goalie. Wilson with the foul there, right around midfield. In the 27th minute. I got about 13 and a half left in this first half. Played up to Calusi. He looks to flick it on to Frankie. A little behind him. Can't quite save it from going out of bounds. That was a good win there from Byer. See if they can't go quick the other way. Calusi back to Byer. Ooh, a slide from behind. And, yeah, the referee does call it. Could make an argument for a yellow there, but I like how he hasn't really carded anybody yet. He's kept control of the game, but once you hand that first one out, you're going to be handing a lot more. So argument could be made, but I like the call there. Bring it back. The Hermits take the kick, but that is like the second or third challenge from behind from Lindenwold. Play a dangerous game when you do that sometimes. Phillips played into the box. Calusi gets there, but a little too far away. It was kind of like a little too far for him to really send it back across goal, which is what I think they were aiming for. It was a little wide left of the goal for him to really take a shot. He was a little far away from really take a shot. I think the plan was for him to flick it back towards Frankie Brown, but the ball was just a little too far away from him where he couldn't get control of it on the header. Ball played across, bouncing through. Lindenwold clears for, I thought that was going to go out for a corner, but that had a lot of backspin on it. So that ball stays in. Lamentier gets at the edge of the box. A little bit heavy of a touch. And back in the other ways. Frankie Brown is on it. Frankie Brown goes down, no foul. Gets back up, steals the ball. Cutting in, there is a foul. And that is right outside the box. Like I said, it's I can't tell if both sets of parents are kind of arguing over that's a foul or not. But again, I think it's a foul. And Lindenwold's kind of had a lot of these where they've had some aggressive tackles. And most of them have been great. But the more you do that, the more you might miss one and either get a card or give up another penalty. As he sends that in, ball bounces around. I think it mostly hit Lindenwold players as it goes to the keeper harmlessly. Plays the ball on the ground. Go out for a Hermits throw. Frankie Brown tries to turn through, hits it down line, but it goes off the shins of the closest Lindenwold defender. Hermits look to switch fields as they play to C.J. Phillips. Play all the way out wide. Looks like Lamentier was almost on the wing there. Yeah, tentatively. I mean, they all kind of switch around a little bit, but it almost looks like Lamentier is playing that left wing back spot, and George Henry has joined Calusi at the top of the 3-5-2. As Isaac Pereza moving backwards, but still with possession of the ball. Ends up going out for a Lindenwold throw. After another couple substitutions for Lindenwold. Get this started back up again. Played up to George Henry. Tries to, almost looks like he dummied it or faked it. Calusi putting the press on now. Trying to force him into a bad pass. George Henry goes back there. Lindenwold calling for offsides, but not given. Offsides or a handball. They were throwing their hands up for something. Either way, it's a Hermits throw deep into Lindenwold territory. Phillips has a pretty good throw. Looks like it's a big throw in there from Phillips. To look for the flick on. Can't quite find anybody. Looks like Ryan Wilson is subbed into the game. Probably up top for the Hermits, but we'll kind of see that shape as we go forward. Play it back to Matasia. Sends it all the way back to Byer. Yeah, it looks like Ryan Wilson went in for George Henry up top. As we are About 6 minutes, 40 seconds left in this first half. Still tied 0-0. Wind blowing a little bit from the top left of your screen to the bottom right of your screen, but not as much as it was the other day. Let's say the Hermits, you want to be defending the way the Hermits are. So in the second half, Lindenwold will have the advantage because where Lindenwold's at right now, you got a little bit of sun in your eyes as the goalie and the defenders, and the wind is moderately in your favor as you shoot towards the right side of your screen. Looks like Hudson Conti subs in, taking Frankie Brown out. Matt Matasia also out for Dylan Maffa, the freshman. Ball gets through to Wilson. Wilson plays it. Somehow the Lindenwold defender wins it and keeps it in bounds. Nice little nifty flick there to start to build their way out. Isaac, though, cuts it out. And that one will go out for a goal kick. The last 5 minutes of the half, like I said, has been more Hermits than not, obviously, with the PK attempt. A couple other shots on goal. Nothing like super, super crazy, dangerous chance, obviously, except for the PK. But Lindenwold not really threatening. But like I said, the more, even as you're the higher-ranked team, the quote-unquote better team, favorited team, the more you let the other guys hang around, the more the pressure's on you to go win the game. They're okay going to PKs. You shouldn't be. So the Hermits looking for one here as Law plays it into Calusi. Oh, foul. I thought that was going to be on Maffa for going in, but he called it on Lindenwold for kind of doing that undercut, like when he's up in the air and you kind of like back underneath him. Like you always have your right to land. You know what I mean? The vertical space you're entitled to goes, all the way down into the earth and all the way straight up to the heavens. So Maffa entitled to that space, and the referee kind of ruled that the Lindenwold defender undercut him. So it'll be a dangerous play with a little less than 4 minutes left. So Will Law steps over the ball, sends it in. That was a shot. Save by the Lindenwold keeper. I was right around that edge of that distance where, is Will going to take a shot? Is he going to try and play it back post? One of his players, good shot, but didn't make the keeper move much. Good height, good curl. Just probably needed to lead a little bit more towards one of the posts. All bouncing around. Hermit's trying that deep press. Isaac eventually gets on the ball. Knocked around the midfield a little bit. Maffa. Ooh. Hit the ref. I guess he's giving a drop ball to the Hermits. If I'm being completely honest, I don't even remember the exact rule. I guess he can do that. I mean, I know he can do that. But I know a lot of times they always say, like, the referee's part of the field. And, hey, play it as it lies. But Hermits don't make much out of it anyway. The last 2 minutes of the first half. Plays it forward. Byer on it, though. Long shot there from Lindenwold, but not really a threat. If anything, they were kind of a threat in that the ball was kind of rattling around off some shins, back the player, off some shins. That's where it's like you get a little unlucky bounce. Even though you've been the better team most of this first half, you could find yourself down 1-0. This ball played long, looking for Kaluzzi in that searching ball. Lindenwold clears away. It'll go off for a Hermits throw. Be 1 minute left. Quick throw in. Phillips back to Lamentier. Good stick there from the Lindenwold defender. Hermits are pressing to win it back, but nice little unlocking pass there. Although the through ball, not really to anybody. So Wilson will play it up wide to Conti, but a little long for him too. Down to the last 30 seconds of the first half. Wall looking for Kaluzzi. Just a little long. As the goalie comes to collect, we're down to the last 10 seconds of the first half.
7, 6, 5.
All right, so that will do it for us here in the first half. We will be right back after this commercial break. All right, welcome back here to the second half of the first round of the Coaches Cup as the Hermits host the Lindenwold Lions. I'm Coach Ramel here alongside Keegan Bradley and Torrin Denton joining me for the second half. Guys, how was JV practice?
It's pretty good, Coach.
Oh, as they played through ball to Lamentier. Looks like he's on sides. Goalie's way out. Lamentier lifts it over him, and that'll trickle into the net as the Hermits take a 1-0 lead. Oh, that was quick. Not even a minute, 2 seconds in. Let's see if we got the replay here. Not quite early enough, but that's kind of the celebration. We clicked the replay early enough, we might get it there. I don't know, Torrin, could you see the goal over my shoulder or not?
Yeah,
not
John
really.
Lamentier with another goal. He's been putting a few in the net the last few games.
Yeah, Lamentier and Calusi up there as goals scored. Leading the team, both like all South Jersey candidates. But, yeah, great through ball from there that kind of played over his head. The Lindenwold goalie has been good at coming out today, but that time he just ran out and found himself in no man's land.
Lamentier. Goal scored in the 42nd minute. Sending us to goal, John Lamentier, 42nd minute.
Sorry, I finally got my headset to work. It just sounds like a bunch of wind going through. All right. Well, that's a lot better. I was saying in the first half that the more a team who's the underdog sticks around, the more likely it is, the more confident they're feeling, the more pressure the favorites feel, especially after the Hermits did lose a 1-16 matchup 2 years ago. So, that Lenape team was underseeded. They were not a 16 seed, but you never know. And it's good to get to see that first one going, especially as the Hermits kind of had most of the pressure in the first half. But again, pressure doesn't lead to anything on the scoreboard. So, good to see the Hermits out here. Playing well. Lamentier flicks. Ooh. Ball went up for the header, kind of went back down. I thought he might have got fouled on that, but no foul given. Lindenwold trying to shield the ball out. It does go out, but it's a foul on Calusi first. The wind's picking up a little bit here today. It kind of goes against the expect to happen where the Hermits finally score on. Ooh, there's a handball there from the Wilson plays defense. Flicks the ball up with a good tackle, but right into the outstretched arm of number 9 on Lindenwold. So it'll be a Hermits free kick, their side of the 50. But yeah, they had the whole first half with the wind, with the sun in the keeper's eyes for Lindenwold. They get nothing. It takes them 90 seconds, and they're in there. Actually, Keegan, why don't you slide over here? Only because I feel like you're right next to the window, and I'm just getting the earful of, wind. Hey, you guys, can you back up a little bit? All right, that's better. What's that? Yeah. Yep, I can hear. There is no mute button on this, Keegan, so if you gotta make sure you cover it up if you gotta ask a question or
Okay.
talk crap on how bad Escrow's running the laptop right here.
Scrow's been doing great.
No, Escrow will be fine. He can take a couple jokes about him. Yeah, you guys got a big JV game tomorrow, right?
Yeah, against Washington Township.
10 a.m.
Yeah, quarterfinal, Coaches Cup.
Yeah, big 2 games. If you guys win that, you'll play again on Sunday. Looks like Lindenwold finding a little life here. Plays it out to the right wing.
Out in the right corner. Matt Carr with the save.
Yeah, they haven't asked much of Carr today, but obviously when they have, he's going to collect the ball. I don't know if anything really counted as a save, but he's commanded his box well. I'd argue the best goalie in South Jersey. It's just the Hermits are possessing the ball enough that they haven't had to ask him to do much so far. out for Lindenwold corner. They were going to play it short for a second when the second guy came over, but he departs. Low cross in, cleared up by Will Law. Ball bounces around the box and then goes out for a goal kick. All right. Keegan or Torrin, any of you guys feel comfortable taking over play-by-play?
Yeah.
All right. Remember, you can just kind of interject if Torrin's talking about whatever. We'll give the third headset to Luke Ward, who might have more of a baseball wrestling perspective after this cross in. Goes away towards the top of the box. That second shot. Whew. That was like not
Popped
exactly
up the car.
Yeah, not especially hard hit, but that backspin, I was hoping that he didn't make a mistake. But yeah, we'll give Luke Ward the mic. He might have some questions, so feel free to explain any soccer, let's say X's and O's or theories, anything like that, any strategies to Ward. Ward, don't be afraid to ask dumb questions because it might help out any of the viewers at home.
Corner played
Lindenwold would
short by
cross
Linwood.
in.
Foul on
That'll be a
Linwood's.
That'll be a Hermits free kick. Car goes long with the free kick.
Header by Caluzzi. John Libertier here. Oh.
Hermits trying to win it back.
Isaac Peraza gets the ball back.
Campanero with it in the corner. That's Frankie Brown. Cross just over.
Now CJ Phillips.
And Lindenwold goalie will make the save. Spire with the header. Hermit's starting to play a little bit more conservative after getting up 1-0 early in the second half. And it'll be a throw-in for the Lions. Will Law with the clearance there. Now Lamentier with the ball. And it's kicked out. It'll be a Lions throw-in.
Lions have been dominating this last few minutes. Hermits seem to be sitting back now.
Yeah, Lions trying to make an attack, but like I said, the Hermits are starting to play more defensive with that 1-0 lead. We'll see if that continues for the rest of the second half.
It's going to be a free kick for the Hermits.
Luke, any thoughts on the Hermit strategy in this half?
Looks like they're pretty stay pretty defensively here today. I mean, I don't know much, but that's from what I'm saying.
I'd say it's a fair statement. Hermits with an attack there, but it's cleared.
Oh, and goes down hard.
Peraza trying to win the ball back, and he'll be fouled.
Hermits will get the free kick.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for the Hermits to extend their lead. About a 40-yard free kick.
Ladies and gentlemen, caution has been shown to Lindenwold's number 6, Mason Uniel Yanez.
Is that a
Booking occurs in the 50th
Torn? Is that a yellow card there? Is that a yellow card there?
Yellow card shown to Lindenwold.
I don't know. You see what number that was there, Keegan?
Number 6.
We actually have Coach Abby's son up here in the press box with us working the scoreboard for you guys. Oh, that'd be Trey Abby.
Hermits win the ball back. Outside to CJ Phillips. Hermits putting up the pressure here.
Kaluzzi with the ball. Ball played by CJ Phillips, and that'll be recovered by Lindenwold's keeper.
Ball won back by Frankie Brown.
Lindenwold trying to make an attack. Will be won back by Matt Mateja.
John Lamentier is caught offside.
Yeah, it'll be a free kick for the Lions. Yeah, so the Hermits have had a good amount of chances this half.
I'd say
Luke
about
Ward, any thoughts on that?
Probably about, what, 6 or 7 chances here. It's a pretty interesting game.
Yeah, Hermits are really starting to make an attack this second half, contrary to the first half.
Seems like the Lions have been putting up some more pressure too.
Yeah. Safe to say this game's starting to get a little scrappy on both sides. And
Yeah, they were getting a little handsy there earlier. I didn't know if that was allowed, but I
Yeah.
guess it is.
without a doubt, I think we'll see some more scoring in this half. Lions with an attack.
Cleared out by Gabe Byer.
Lions back with possession. Hermits struggling to clear here.
Oh. Grabbing his knee there.
And it's going to be a yellow for number 12's Gabe Byer.
Yeah, it'll be a Lindenwold free kick from about 40 yards out. Lindenwold's keeper coming up to take the free kick.
Shown to St. Augustine's number 12, Gabe Byer. This booking occurs in the 55th minute.
Yeah, Lindenwold's keeper coming up to take the free kick. Lindenwold really trying to put numbers on the Hermits up here and try to force an attack and hopefully a scoring opportunity.
Is that pretty typical of the other team's goalie coming in to take the free kick?
No, it's not typical at all.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And he
Oh, and
absolutely
it's
boots
way
it.
over the bar.
Disguise it.
Would have been good if it was a field goal.
Yeah. Interesting play by the Lions there.
It's going to be a Hermits free kick.
Yep. Oh, no. Actually, Lindenwold,
Yeah, it's a handball, isn't it? Or he picked the ball up.
not sure what the confusion was there, but it's a Lindenwold free kick, which is now
Why
taken
did
and
he
played
just-
short.
Why did he just pick that ball up?
And it'll be a St. Augustine prep throw-in. Ball is won by Lindenwold.
CJ Phillips.
Byer with the header, and then Phillips with the clear.
Looks like a handball, but looks like the ref's not going to call it.
And Byer will clear it for a Lindenwold corner. Oh. Apologize, that's actually a throw-in. Lindenwold throw-in.
How do you determine if you have to throw it in or kick it in?
Usually the ref will point down to the corner if it's a corner.
What's
And
what's
just
the
point
reason?
direction
what's
for the.
reason for like the difference?
If it goes out on the end line, it's a corner, and then if it goes out on the sideline, it's thrown.
Nice.
Yeah, ball went back and forth there a few times between the Hermits and Lindenwold. This game's really starting to get a little scrappy. Not a lot of possession being held by either of the teams.
It's getting a little handsy here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I was thinking that earlier. A lot of hands going on. I wasn't sure the rules on that one.
Yeah, refs are really letting both teams kind of play so far. I mean, a couple fouls shown, but a couple cards. Nothing crazy yet, though. This will be a Hermits goal kick. Long ball played to Mike Caluzzi. And that'll be called offsides. And it'll be a Lindenwold corner. Lindenwold corner played outside of the box, but back in the box, and Matt Carr will be there with the save.
What just happened there?
Looks like it was a push in the back from the Lions. It's going to be a Hermits free kick.
Nice. Joining us here is Trey Abbey.
Hello, folks.
Trey, what do you think about this game today?
It's looking pretty slow-paced from both teams. A lot of chances, though.
Yeah, I'd say so. Pretty aggressive though for the most part. Refs staying out of the game pretty much.
Yeah, letting the boys play. That would be a foul called there, actually. And it'll be a Hermits free kick. Bryce Wilson with the free kick. And it'll be cleared by Lindenwold.
CJ Phillips here.
Plays it back to Matt Carr. Carr switches it to Wilson. Frankie Brown now with the ball on the sideline, looking to drive. And the ball be kicked out of bounds. Lindenwold throwing.
Frankie looking not too happy with what just happened there.
Yeah, looking for an attack, but just made a bad touch, lost the ball. Trey, any thoughts on the rest of the game so far?
I just think St. Augustine, if they want to close this one out, they got to get at least one more just for insurance, you know.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The Lions are putting a lot of pressure on right now.
Ooh, Carr with a nice little grab there. I got to come out and watch the Hermits against HT, what, 2 days ago is that?
Yeah, their Cal final game. That was a huge win for the Hermits. Comeback late in the second half.
Yeah, I got to walk out. They were losing 1-0 after a big goal, and then I came back within only about 10 minutes. They scored 2 goals to take the lead against HT.
Yeah, that was their 4th Cal championship in a row. So the Hermits have been dominating the conference for a few years now, especially since Coach Justin Abbey took control of the team 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, Coach Abbey doing a great job over the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
And out of bounds.
CJ
Be a
Phillips
Hermits
with the
throwing.
throw here. Oh. My mistake.
A little cross up over there, boys.
Ryan Clark subbed in for Matt Matea.
Will Law seemed to have
Will
a
Law
pain
looks-
in his back there.
Yeah, it looked like that hurt.
Not sure what happened there. A shot.
And
for
yet again, another
Lindenwold?
field goal.
Yeah, Lindenwold struggling with their finishing, creating chances though. Looks like Law's gonna be subbed off.
Hope he's all right.
Yeah, looks like a back injury.
Running down his trainer Maeve. Check out Law.
Probably just a pulled muscle or something. I don't think it's anything.
Yeah, I
serious.
think he'll be all right. But Matt Matea comes right back into the game after being subbed off.
Who's the sub for Law there?
Matt Matea, he just went out for Ryan Clark.
Okay.
More than halfway through the second half of the game now, so only 15 minutes left. Lindenwold just looking for any opportunity they can get, and the Hermits just trying to make sure they let nothing pass them.
Yeah, the Hermits defense looks to be pretty locked down right now, even with their best player, Elijah, being out.
Absolutely. Carr trying to push the boys up.
Almost a turnover from Maddie.
Yeah, Bryce Wilson with the clearance, but it looks like it'll go out for a Lions throw-in. One back by Matt Matea. Looking for CJ Phillips, but Lindenwold will be there.
Shot for a Lindenwood, but it goes wide.
Yeah, that was deflected, it looked like, by one of the Hermits' defense. And that'll be a Lindenwold corner. They've had a lot of corners this half, a lot of chances, but really nothing scary so far for the Hermits. Matt Carr has been dominant in the goal.
So far, pretty controlled by the Hermits here, I'd say.
I'd agree.
And that's Ryan Clark there.
Ryan Clark clears it, and there'll be another Lindenwold throw.
Hermits pretty young here, aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of, especially right now, a lot of sophomores on the field. CJ Phillips, Ryan Clark, Ryan
Coming into
Wilson,
the
Isaac
67th
Peraza
minute
there.
of the game
Isaac
right
Peraza. Yeah, a lot of young players on this Hermits team. Bright future.
now. 13 minutes remaining in this game.
In our 67th minute here at St. Augustine. Sorry, St. Augustine, that would be. Sorry.
Looks like George Henry on the sidelines getting ready to sub in.
Got a player down on the opposing team's sideline.
Yeah, looks like a Lindenwold player on the ground in the corner there.
Maybe a cramp or something going on there.
Yeah, this late in the game.
Cold out too on top of it.
Yeah, cold and wind this late in the year. Lindenwold will make their substitution for that injured player. Hermits fighting for the ball. And that'll be a foul by Ryan Wilson. And it'll be a Lindenwold free kick. Lindenwold plays short, plays to the corner. Lindenwold on the attack. Recovered by Bryce Wilson and cleared by Bryce Wilson.
Cluzy to
just got away from him. And it'll be another Lindenwold throw-in.
Yeah, the Hermits have just been really defensive this half after their goal. Just been kind of laid back, trying to keep them at 0 goals. So
Yeah, they've been doing a good job at that, but Lindenwold's starting to make more chances here. I think, like Luke said earlier, another goal for the Hermits would be crucial.
Yeah, a little more security points here.
Lindenwold with another play to the corner. Played back in. And that play is finally broken up by Isaac Peraza. Isaac Peraza driving and plays the ball to Lamentier. But the Hermits lose it. Lindenwold back with the ball. They play it outside. Ball in the air.
CJ Phillips with the ball here.
Yeah, Hermits are putting great stops to most of the Lindenwold's plays, but really struggling to get the ball out of their area
Yeah, I mean,
and
we
just
haven't-
clear it.
I haven't seen us on the other side of the field in a while here, but we are controlling it pretty well down here.
Yeah, nothing really getting in the box, but getting out of the box is our problem. And that will finally be cleared by Frankie Brown. And it's back for another Lindenwold attack. Broken up by Peraza. Brown with the ball on the outside now.
And that'll be a St. Augustine throw-in.
First time on the attacking side for the Hermits in a while, wouldn't you say, Luke?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see here. Not a lot going on down here. But we are controlling pretty well on the other side of the field.
And it's a cross, cleared by Lindenwold.
St. Augustine. Oh, and that's
And that would be
foul on St. Augustine, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, Mike Calusi there with the foul. That'll be a long free kick for Lindenwold. Only 9 minutes left in this first round of the Coach's Cup. Time is just waning for Lindenwold.
our 71st minute here. Phillips.
Tries to play Calusi, but that's broken up. Lindenwold back with the ball. And it's played up. Lindenwold with the attack. He breaks through.
And a save.
Huge save there by
Huge
Matt
save.
Carr.
I mean, that's just
That
just
was,
shows how good of a goalie Matt Carr is.
I mean, that is crucial there in this
Yeah.
position here late in the game.
Matt Carr, like Mr. Brumell said earlier, one of the best goalies
Carr to
in
Lamentier.
the conference, absolutely, and maybe
Lamentier
even in the
to-
state.
And
Not sure if that was a cross or a shot, but it went over the goal.
Looks like Logan Berth has been subbed in. And Dylan Maffa also subbed in. Another Lindenwold attack, but save made by Matt Carr. Matt Carr has been playing great this half. Any thoughts on that, Luke?
Nah, man, just as Mr. Vermeil's saying, looks to be one of the best goalies in South Jersey.
Yeah, once again, Matt Carr is just taking control of the game. Really playing big.
Great
here for
presence
St.
in the
Augustine.
goal.
Absolutely. Another attack by Lindenwold, but it will hit the corner flag. And it'll be another throw-in for Lindenwold.
How much time we got left on the clock here? Can you see? I can't really see from here.
It looks like we only got about 6 minutes left.
Okay.
Corner kick for Lindenwold.
Yeah, another chance for Lindenwold to attack. Had a lot of corner kicks.
Great game so far here from the Hermits and Lindenwold.
Lindenwold.
Yeah, yep, Lindenwold.
Okay.
There you go.
My mistake.
It's all right. Just got to clarify here up here.
The wind has definitely been a contributor this half, blowing right into St. Augustine's face, so definitely helping Lindenwold attack.
Still not a lot of action going on the other side of the field here.
No.
Philip? No, that's not Philip. Who is 17?
That's Wilson.
That's Bryce Wilson.
Okay. And that would be Law down over there?
That's a Lindenwold foul on Logan Berth, and that'll be a St. Augustine prep free kick. Logan Berth plays it to Johnny Lamentier, and Lamentier slips. Long ball played by Lindenwold. C.J. Phillips with the header. Lindenwold with the ball back, though.
C.J. Phillips doing an amazing job of just stopping Lindenwold's attack.
Yeah, John Lemaitre on a
Lindenwold's
run
attacks.
here.
Johnny Lamentier at the attack. Oh, just blocked by Lindenwold's defense.
Oh, that has to be a
And-
foul.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
not
a
sure if
pretty
that's
bad
gonna be
push.
I'm not sure if that's going to be a card or not.
Looks
That
like
appears not to be.
no
Looks
card
pretty
is
flagrant
shown.
to me.
This will be a Hermits free kick. Definitely a good opportunity for them to attack. Yeah, like you were saying, Trey, the whole Hermits defense this game really just locking down, along with Matt Carr, stopping Lindenwold from any opportunities of scoring.
In my opinion, that should have been a red card.
And that was Marco Escrow, class of 28.
I don't know about that take, Marco.
I wouldn't say a red card there. I mean, I don't know much, but I don't think that would have been appropriate at that time. I don't think a blue card
could have been appropriate.
I don't think a blue card exists though, does it?
Sounds like no card was appropriate there. St. Augustine prep at the throw-in. Starting to take their time. Only 3 minutes left in the game. Actually, 2.5 minutes left in the game. So the Hermits really don't want to give Lindenwold any extra time to attack like they are right now.
And that'll be a free kick for Lindenwold.
Lindenwold-Coachs not seeming to be happy about what's
Looks
going
like that's also a yellow card for Isaac Peraza.
Ladies and gentlemen, caution has been shown to St. Augustine's number 16, Isaac Benazes Peraza. This booking occurs in the 78th minute.
Matt Mateo will sub back on for Isaac.
Huge clear from
Yeah, Bryce Wilson with the header, and then Michael Campanero with the clearance. Lindenwold with another throw-in. And Campanero.
2 minutes remain in the second half. 2 minutes.
Looks like that ball deflected, so it'll be a Hermits throw-in on their own end.
2 minutes remaining here.
Isaac Peraza comes back on the field. Michael Campanero subbed off. Yeah, the clock does stop for any stoppage this late in the game. Lindenwold with another attack.
offsides for Lindenwold.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity for Lindenwold there, but luckily the Hermits are able to get an offsides call.
Pretty fortunate here late in the game for the Hermits.
Absolutely. Only a
Especially-
minute and a half left.
Especially with a close game here of 1-0 for the Hermits.
Yeah, Lindenwold appearing not to be too pleased with that offsides call.
Yeah, that is huge here. Absolutely massive.
Yes, safe to say Lindenwold is a 16 seed. Kept up with the Hermits pretty well this game.
I mean, yeah, you got to give it to them. Pretty scrappy play here for Lindenwold against the what are we seeded?
1 seed versus
Yeah,
16
1
seed,
versus
yeah.
16, that's pretty big. And then a
Free kick for St. Augustine.
free kick for St. Augustine. Thank you, Trey.
You're welcome.
Yeah, even if Lindenwold is not able to come up with the win, I mean, they definitely left their hearts out on the field and played a great game. Kept up with the Hermits.
Yeah, you got to just give it to them.
Free kick played short. One back by the Hermits. Lindenwold now with the ball.
Frankie Brown. Frankie Brown with a nice play.
And it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a Lindenwold throw in. Only 20 seconds left here. Lindenwold trying to rush, but
10, 9,
cost them.
8,
John Lemons here.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that is our conclusion for the game.
And that is a win for the St. Augustine Hermits.
St. Augustine Prep Hermits won.
Full-time whistle. The score, the Hermits of St. Augustine Prep 1, the Lions of Lindenwold 0.
And that will
St.
conclude
Augustine
our
will
game.
advance to the Coaches' Cup
Thank you for
quarterfinals.
watching, folks.
St.
See you
Augustine
in the
Prep
next one.
1, Lindenwold 0.